Hello. Guess what? Episode 73 is on the way. Actually, it's not on the way because this is it. It's here. Here we are. I missed a week. Yeah. I had on Kyle Trevor, rapper. Famous to me. Semi famous, quarter famous. He's a very talented rapper here in Amarillo, Texas. Here in the 806. 806. That's where we live, Amarillo. But anyway, had him on the podcast. He had to cancel last week. So we got him on here today. That's why I didn't have a podcast last week, but I'm uploading two today to make up for it. Just here in the studio, hanging out. What are you doing? Me too. Me too. Hey, this podcast is brought to you by No Third Lane. The website is still down. It's been down for like 4 months. I think they need to get their shit together. I don't know. Can't go to nothirdlane.com, but hey, they are providing our t-shirts. So if you want some t-shirts, hit me up. Yellow City Comedy t-shirts. Support local business. We're also brought to you by Dragster Tubes. Go to dragstertubes.com. Telescopic Paparosa Tubes. Pre-rolled cones. I almost said coins. Pre-rolled cones. You can find them on Instagram, Facebook, Amazon. And here locally at the Green Gorilla. Is that what it's called? Still called Green Gorilla? So, yeah, Green Gorilla. So go check them out. Pre-rolled. Stuff it yourself. Works like a straw. You can extend it. Have a good time. Put all your tobacco products in there. Smoke it down. And we've also got a spitefully spicy salsa. As always, you know all about it. Berry hibiscus, blueberry ghost pepper, fiery Fresno, Fresno habanero, strawberry reaper, Italian scorpion pepper, mango habanero, hatch green chili. Guys, he's got all the flavors. Colin Robinson, local comedian, very talented, makes his own salsa. He works at Express, killing the retail game, killing the hot sauce game, and he's killing the joke game. So hey, go support this guy. DM him, get some salsa. It goes on everything. No, that's all the sponsors. I just wanted to get through that real quick. I just turned 25. Shout out to me. If you see me out, buy me some drinks. And I'm actually going to stop drinking maybe. Just kidding. But I'm going to think about it. So that counts, right? And this intro is brought to you by Kyle Trevor. I will post a link to his Spotify, to his SoundCloud, and he has a new music video out, so I'll post a link to that. We talked a lot about his music and just a lot about music in general and his life, and his music is very self-reflective. He's very open, very honest. So check him out. His music's really good. This is Flame off the new album Problems.
Ridiculous, I'm a clown with the mic. Headphones blasting right around through the town on my bike. I make it happen. Take these lines to write rhymes. I'm just looking for change like quarters, nickels, and dimes. I got the flame right now. They try to tame my sound. They try to take me down, but I always stand my ground. I got the flame right now. I will never go out. I'm trying to spread around. If you don't like it, get out. To most of y'all rappers, I'm a motherfucking problem. It's gonna take more than basic rap just to solve it. Smooth like a criminal, I'm MJ Baldwin. In a year or two, I'm carving it. That label start calling. Hip-hop these days, all I'm hearing is pollution. I make a beat and rap, that's my fucking solution. Beat the game up till I'm causing a contusion. I'm here to kill 2019, that's my only conclusion. I got my coffee cup full, no Zans and lean. I keep it clean, but without a sip of promethazine. I'm coming straight for the screen, no Charlie Sheen. With my train always moving, I just run off steam. I'm running out of time, so it's running time. Keep in mind, I'ma always grind, I'ma shine. Even in the nighttime, high on life. I got unlimited flight time. Trying to make a salary like 5 times, what's up? I got the flame right now, they try to tame my sound. They try to take me down, but I always stand my ground. I got the flame right now, I will never go out. I'm trying to spread around, if you don't like it, get out. I cause a ruckus on the scene. I've been looking for cream and Wu-Tang. Dollar bills in my dreams. And it seems every time I bust a verse, I gotta buy another casket and start the hearse. I take a trip to the grave and put you into the dirt. With your girl next to me at the funeral, she a flirt. I'ma always cross the line whenever, making beats forever. I'm spitting flows as clever as Kyle Trevor. I don't got time for slowing down, I'm in the left lane, killing off the past and getting rid of all the dead weight. Cornering the pawns in this game, I'm yelling checkmate. Welcome to the class, everybody write an essay. I take notes, I study the game and make great flows. Focus on myself, I ain't never trying to save hoes. I just wanna win, so I'ma make goals. Whatever you did, I'm doing twice plus tenfold.
And I'm not even like 12 inches, so like it's not that.
You've never just like accidentally like slipped in some butt?
I've accidentally like touched a butt,
Uh-huh.
but like it turned her off completely, so she got her clothes back on.
Really?
Yeah,
It was that serious?
Yeah, she was just like no, and she like got up.
She wouldn't even just be like, "Hey, stop," but let's keep
like
going.
I was hitting
Like,
it, and I like it slipped out and touched her butt, and then I was
that
like,
was it. That was
yeah, that was
game,
it.
set, and match.
And then it was like not even like let's go get a drink. It was like bye.
And now y'all aren't even married anymore. So
Well, yeah, I don't even know if we were ever married, but thank God for that.
that's crazy. That's crazy. I've been in similar situations, but we don't got to talk about it. You know, sometimes you slip in a butt on accident. Things happen. Things change. I guess it depends on the woman, because some women are like, you know, some women are like, okay. Their voice isn't that deep though.
I hope not. It would be kind of weird.
That's not a woman.
It's a man.
It's a used to be one of the things.
It used to be.
But anyway, let's talk about the album. Kyle Trevor in the studio. Bow, bow, bow. That's my sound effects.
It's your sound
I make
effects.
my own. Bow, bow, bow. So new album came out. When was that? Like March 1st?
March 1st. Yes.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I liked your music video for, what is it called? Find Myself. I already forgot.
Yeah, I liked it. It was really cool. It was an experience for sure, because I've never even done a video of anything. Like,
Yeah, that's cool.
Like at all. So it was really cool. It was like me and Talon, we go to the same gym together, and you know Talon.
Yeah, you still go to Anytime?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and so
I missed that place.
yeah. So we work out a little bit every now and then, and like I kind of talked to him at the gym and stuff. And he was talking to me about how he wanted to get into video production, and I was just kind of like put it on a limb, like, hey, you want to do music videos? And he was just like, fuck yeah, let's totally do it. So I think we did a music video like a week after I talked to him about it.
Nice.
And it was dope. He already had like ideas ready, and like
That's cool. What rooftops were you on?
it was that parking garage on Polk.
Nice. Did you have to like get permission from anyone, or did you just
No, fuck
go
no.
do that shit?
We do what we want. We're rappers.
That's cool. I've always been curious about music videos, like when, because you don't record the audio, right? You just record the video.
Yeah, like you have a Bluetooth speaker next to you or whatever, and you play the song like where you want. Like we did the intro, and so like you just like obviously start the song, and then he'll just start recording, you know, with the video camera, and then you'll just go along with it. And then his thing is that he's gotta, and I don't sit in there with him while he edits it, but my assumption is that because you have to stop it and redo it and stuff like that, and so you've got different spots where you sorry, that just threw me off.
Oh, you're good.
And he's got to like go in and like edit the stuff and put in like the right scenes and stuff like that, and so he's got to match the audio with like the video, you know, parts that he's like recorded and stuff like that.
Nice.
So, but no, it's cool though. It was dope. It was an experience. It was really weird because you're like really just rapping in front of one person.
Yeah, I was
And like
asking
I'm
how
still
that felt.
rapping.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just rapping along with the song, and there's like wind going and stuff like that. Like it was crazy windy, and like there's people like in the
Always.
background like looking at me weird, and
Yeah.
like you just gotta do it because.
Yeah.
Like,
So did you feel awkward?
I
Any
felt.
times?
The thing is, like, he kind of prepared me for it though, and I'm glad he did because he told me like a week before. He said I've been on a lot of music video shoots, and a lot of people get really awkward, and really, really weird,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because it is weird. It is
Yeah,
awkward.
especially
And
your
he
first
was
time.
right, and he was just like, he just told me, he was like, you can't do that. He was just like, you gotta get in your zone and you just gotta do it
Mm-hmm.
and not be awkward, because if you're awkward, everybody's gonna notice it
That's true.
and it's gonna be weird,
They can feel the vibes.
you know. And so I just jumped right into it, and I wasn't. I mean, it felt weird, but
Mhm.
I just jumped right into it, just like, let me just do it and see what happens. And then, like, you know, 5 minutes in, he was like, "This is gonna be great," and we just,
Nice.
you know,
How long did
flowed
it take to shoot it?
It took like 2 hours.
Oh, not bad.
Yeah, it wasn't bad at all.
I thought you were gonna say like 8 hours or something crazy.
No. I mean, the editing process is like the most, like, that takes the longest, probably. You know.
Did any of your ideas go into the video, or was it kind of you?
Yeah. I had a lot of. I mean, with music videos, you really want to, like, if I just stood there with my arms down and just looked straight at the camera the whole time, it would be weird. You know what I mean?
Well, it could go like viral. The more awkward you are, you know.
Right,
Like,
depending
if
on what you were going for.
like if Michael Cera was a rapper, you know, that type of vibe.
Right. But no, I mean, I knew, like, you know, I needed to move around, and I wanted to accentuate certain, like, words and stuff, and
Yeah.
there's parts where I like say the F word, and so I'm like, I gotta throw the middle finger up, of course, you know what I mean? And and then I don't know, there's just certain parts where you want to accentuate certain words and certain like vibes with how you look and where you're looking, and you know, I look at the camera a couple times while I'm rapping to, like, kind of put more attention to, like, what I'm saying at that moment.
For sure.
And so he had his original idea was to do the rooftop, and so we did that, and then he also had ideas to do, like, you know, in the alleyway and stuff. Pretty much all the locations was his idea.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I'd say it was probably like 70% him, you know, and then 30% me, just like adding in what I wanted, or. But I mean, for the most part, it was pretty much him. He pretty much, you know, he had, and that was the cool thing, was that a lot of I've had a lot of people that I've talked to that they say they're down to do something, and then they don't ever hit me back up.
That's true. That's
And
most
it's-
people.
And it's frustrating. And
in
it's
most
like,
walks of life.
I would rather you tell me, like, I'm not really feeling it no more, you know, than tell me, like, let's do it, and then swerve on me. So it was cool because I didn't know what to expect. You know what I'm saying? And he hit me up like 3 days after we talked about it, was like, I have these ideas, let's do this, let's do that, and I was blown away. I was like, fuck yeah. So, and we're about to already shoot another music video this week.
Nice. For which song?
Cut You Off.
Oh.
Yeah, that's one of, like, the other, like, popular ones.
Have you heard
No.
Kendrick's song "Cut You Off"?
Yeah.
That's what every time I look at it, that's what I think of.
Yeah, so it was cool. It was really, like, we flowed with our ideas, and it wasn't weird, and it was really cool, and he's got a really good camera, and he's got really good ideas, and he did a great job. That was his first music video, so
Really nice.
yeah, it was awesome. I
like
was
the,
blown away.
The hat you wore was really dope.
Yeah. Shout out to Cadillac Outfitters, Cadillac Creek Outfitters. He runs a hunting business.
Nice.
Name's-
Well, yeah, just the outfit as a whole, it went well together. Looked good.
Yeah,
Looked official.
I appreciate it. And I was blown away. I got the video, and he did it in like 4 days. He edited it in like 4 days. And mind you, he's got like a job and other things to do.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like 4 days straight, but he got it done. And
He's a talented dude.
yeah. And
He's always sending me beats and shit, his freestyles, and he's screaming. He can like scream and sing, and then he can rap.
yeah.
Guy's ridiculous.
Yeah, I got the video, and then I watched it, and I was like, wow. And then I told my mom, I was like, hey mom, come watch this video. And within like probably like 30 seconds, my mom was crying,
Aw.
like in the middle of the video. And I think it's because, like, when you watch a video, it just makes it that much more like personal and like in your face. You know what I mean? When you hear someone sing or rap or whatever,
For sure.
when you see the actual video, it just brings it out way more. And I think, like, my mom didn't really realize, like, I really do this. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like I really do this, and I really put like emotional stuff into my music.
You really do,
And-
yeah. Absolutely.
And that video really brought that out, and that's why like shout out to Talon because he brought that out in that song. And so, yeah, shout out to my mom too because she's dope. And just showing like she cares because she's like she cried about it,
Mhm.
and it was a really emotional moment.
I know we talked about this in the first podcast. She's from Russia, right? Is that the
No,
country?
she's from Germany.
Germany.
Yeah.
Damn it. That was close.
Kind of close. Yeah. I mean, it's a little different, but
Totally different.
yeah,
Yeah. But hell yeah, that's awesome.
yeah,
Immigrant mentality, you know?
For
Out
real.
here grinding.
for real. Grind all day long.
No, that's awesome, bro. So the first album, you know, This Is Me. Is that the name of it?
This is me.
This Is My Life.
This is my life. The
Right.
first album. Yeah.
First album 2018, second album 2019.
Yes.
Did you have, like, did you want to go about it a different way? Is there anything on the first album and you're like, I wanted to change this? I want to do this differently?
Find Myself was actually supposed to be on the first album.
Oh.
Yeah, and then I took it out. I was like, this is weird. This is whack. I'm not gonna drop it. I'm not gonna put it on my first album. And then, so it sat on my computer, and it just sat there. And then whenever I dropped it, or whenever I was working on the second album, I found it, or I didn't find it, but I just went back to it and listened to it, and I was like, this is fire. Like, why didn't I drop this the first time? You know. And so I went along with that one, and that's kind of how it started. And then I had a lot of stuff that I was going through, like, you know, I have a song called August 16th, and that's about the relationship between me and my dad. And my birthday is August 16th, so he would just, you know, my parents got a divorce when I was like 10, and we moved here. And, you know, back then, like, he wouldn't call me on my birthday. I wouldn't get a call for my birthday from my dad. And back then, I didn't understand it. But now, like, as time goes on, I understand a little more, because whenever you go through a divorce, and I've never been through a divorce, but when you break up with somebody, things get awkward. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Things get awkward, and I'm not going to say it was all his fault, because it wasn't. But, you know, he might have been, like, ashamed or embarrassed to, like, call me, or, you know, it might have hurt so much to talk to me on the phone after all that shit happened between me and my mom and my dad, that, like, you know, I don't want to talk to him, not because I don't care, but just because, like, it's fucking me up right now. Like, it was probably fucking my dad up. Super bad.
It's a good point.
You know?
Do you think having a child has made you more empathetic towards maybe what your dad feels?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, I try to, like, one up my dad in every single way. You know what I'm saying? And like, you learn from that. Like, you learn from your mistakes, and you learn from other people's mistakes, you know. And it's not that he was a bad dad. He was just out of the picture, and like and shit just was just shitty for, like, you know, 10 years. And it got to the point where I didn't like him, and I didn't want to talk to him because of the stuff that went down. But at the same time, like, it goes both ways. Like, it's my dad and my mom. It wasn't just my dad, and it's not. So, like, the way I look at it is, like, he's my dad, and I've made mistakes before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if people wouldn't have forgave me for the shit I've done, like, you know what I mean? Like, he's my dad. One day he's gonna be gone, or one day I'm gonna be gone.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I was mad at my dad for a little bit, but then the older I got, the more I was like, "There's no reason to be." Just not.
Yeah.
There's no reason to feel that way, because it just messes you up in the long run. But yeah, I talked to my dad and my stepmom have, like, a joint Facebook account.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I like talk to her. She talks to me, but
Right.
I don't know if he's like. I guess she's like, "Hey, I talked to your son today." I don't know how it works, but he's out in Cali. He's doing National Guard stuff. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we'll link up eventually.
Oh yeah.
Say what's up, you know. But back to the album. So you wanted to go. What I noticed in the album, what I like about your music is, like, you're open and you're honest and you talk about yourself and you know like your what problems you're going through, and it's not like a lot of music. Well, I can't say like a lot of rappers, but most of the music today is like it's not really. It's more like bragging. It's just more like I'm so cool. You know, no one's not no one, but a lot of artists aren't really opening up in the ways that you are.
Yeah.
So like I respect that a lot. And I noticed that, you know, there's some upbeat songs and then it'll go to like something like, you know, something a little more sad, something a little more serious.
Yeah.
And then it switches back and forth. Did you plan to do that like with the track list, like the order and everything?
Oh yeah. I thought about the track list for like 3 months. Like I had in my notes, like in my phone, I was like, maybe I should do it this way. And then like, you know, the next day I'd be like, oh no, I shouldn't do it that way. I should do it this way. And the reason I ended with Flame is because like I wanted the first song to be fire and I wanted the last song to be fire. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted the last song because there's a lot of like personal stuff that I touch on.
Yeah.
And at the same time, like I don't want to be a preachy rapper.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want to be all kinds of things. So I want to like touch on like different subjects and be emotional and then I want times to be where like I can just spit bars. And Flame was that, like for the people that wanted to just listen to rap was like I needed to bring like Dr. Dre claps and Eminem type, you know, influences to that song. So that's why the album went the way it went. Like I wanted to touch different subjects, you know, on the whole album.
Nice. Yeah. Flame was dope. And I noticed there was guitar parts on what was it? Promise Me. It was a really good guitar. Were you playing on that guitar?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was playing that. That was me.
So you produce, mix, master everything.
Yes, yeah. I do it all.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I don't that's the cool thing about it. I don't need anybody.
Yeah.
You know what
That's
I mean?
dope.
At the end of the day, if I want to get in the studio, I'm going to do it and nobody's going to stop me.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Hell yeah. Have you has any other creative people, I know you worked with Talon, have anyone else tried to collab?
Talon, I actually brought my whole album to Talon just because, like, I wanted him to, he was kind of like, you know, whichever song you want to do is cool with the music videos. And so I was kind of like, well, I want your opinion too. And I want your opinion on, like, which one we should do first. And so I was like, I'm going to bring my whole album over. We'll listen to it. This was, like, the middle of, like, February. He was like, my girlfriend has listened to the whole album before it dropped, and him, and that's it.
What'd she think?
That's funny. She
Is she? Do you feel like
I feel like she
it's
did.
more of like a yes woman, or is she critical when she needs to be, or how is it?
I feel like she's not the type to just sit in her car and jam my music. Like she's real. Like she listens to a lot of R&B and a lot of like just a lot of different rap. Like I won't say that she doesn't support me. Like she supports me fully, and she likes my music. I just feel like I'm one of the last people that she would play in the car. Which, like, that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, well, it's like the people closest to you aren't gonna sit there and, like, you know, suck your dick all day.
Right. And even
so to speak.
And even then, like, you know, my content in my music, I feel is kind of like a J. Cole type thing, you know, and like an old G-Eazy. And she doesn't really listen to that. She doesn't really listen to the real stuff. She listens to the turn up, the type of stuff that's, I have like the sad shit, you know what I mean? And she doesn't listen to that. She listens to like a bunch of upbeat stuff.
And there's some incredible J. Cole songs that, you know, don't have a lot of bass. They're not meant to be blared in your vehicle. You know? They're meant to be, you know, while you're chilling in your house. Yeah. Drinking a coffee. Thinking about a bitch.
For sure. For real. Wet Dreams. Shout out to Wet Dreams. Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, she's supportive. She's great. But I brought it to Talon, and we listened to the whole thing. And there was, because he's a producer, too. So he was kind of like, hey, can I change, like, on like, a couple songs? I think Promise Me on the bass line. The bass line was a little weird. And mind you, like, I had a rough draft of the whole album at that point. So I wasn't done yet. And he was just kind of like, hey, let me change, like, like make the bass stop at this point instead of this point, like a couple seconds early, and like let me accentuate this, and so I was like, okay, and he was just like, if you don't like it, you can go back to whatever you're doing. And so he changed the bass line on one song, and it was the same notes and everything. It was just like he just connected it better and stuff. And then on Find Myself, I had on the chorus, I had the first chorus, the second chorus, and then the third chorus. And on the third chorus, I originally had the chorus at a higher octave. So I was singing it at a higher octave at the end of the song. And he was like, bro, you should mix that higher octave with that lower octave in the middle verse. So, and it's like, it's real, like, it's real subtle. So whenever you listen to it, you'll hear like I sing the chorus 2 times, right, every time. But on the second part of the chorus and the second verse, or the second part, the middle part, I bring the octave in there, and it kind of like accentuates it a little bit.
That's some things I don't even notice.
Yeah, and it's like
technical.
more like feeling, you know, like you feel it.
Yeah.
You know, and so I did that, and it just kind of like brought it out more. And yeah, he contributed to a little bit. I mean, I did the album. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, he contributed, and he put like he put a lot of like, you know, he gave me a lot of advice as far as like, you know, dynamics and make the next one like more dynamic and make it crazy, like, you know, and that's great. Like, I want people to, like, it's cool that people are like, oh, that's dope, blah, blah, blah. But, like, the shit that matters is that when people, like, actually give you advice that you can take.
Yeah,
you
for
know?
sure, for sure.
So he did. He contributed. You know?
Nice. Oh, yeah. But, yeah, do you plan on, like, next time you drop an album, a song, run it by someone like Talon, or, I don't know, maybe getting advice before finishing something up? Because it's also like, I mean, he gave great advice, but you could also go somewhere and be like, oh, you should, you know, change this or that. And it's like, well, you know, you also have to listen to yourself and be like, well, this is the way I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
And if I change this, then it's not going to be, it's not going to be mine, you know?
See, that's what's cool is that like he was on point with everything that he said. So it wasn't changing my perspective. Like, he actually like enlightened it and like made it better. Like made it more of what I wanted it to be. Because the bass line, he changed the bass line just a tiny bit, and it changed the whole emotion of the song. And that's what I was going for originally.
That's dope.
And I can't say that I might have figured it out like without him, because I was still working on it.
Yeah.
I might have, but like I might not have.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? And so like I thank him for that, and then I also thank him for like, you know, the chorus part, because I already had it in there, but he was just like, let's mix it together, make it sound dope. So I was just like, okay, let's do that.
That's cool.
And harmonies are awesome. So I'm definitely, if I could take anything away from it, it would be work on my bass lines and work on my harmonies when I sing.
And it's all a learning experience. You gotta, especially when you're doing everything yourself, you gotta just learn on the fly, pick things up and go. It's cool. It's cool. But
I mean, I listen to my stuff, and I have a couple coworkers that I'll like kind of show them and stuff like that, and I'll show my girlfriend, you know, and she wants to listen. You know what I'm saying? If I tell her like, hey, I'm working on a new song, she's like, okay, let me hear it whenever you're done, and I'll let her listen to it and stuff like that. But it's not really my plan to like run it by somebody. You know what I mean? At a certain point, I mean, I don't know. It wasn't even really a plan to like to even like change anything whenever I went to his house. But then he was just kind of like, hey, let me like try something, and I was just like, okay, let's do it. But originally, like, I'm gonna just do me, and like if I ever wanted to, and opinions are great, and I might take it to Talon and let him listen to it and just get his advice on it. But
have you thought about working with Kanye?
Working with Kanye?
Yeah, has that crossed your mind?
I don't know. There's a lot of mixed speculations about Kanye.
I know you love MAGA hats. He's wearing a MAGA hat right now for those listening at home.
That's funny. Kanye, see, I don't know, man, because
Watch your mouth. Not just playing.
to tell him that. Not. See, the thing is, Kanye. I like Kanye. I like Kanye as a musical. He's a musical genius.
Yeah, definitely genius,
You know.
certified.
And I won't talk bad about people that have influenced me because I wouldn't be here doing what I do without them. So I'll never talk shit on people that have like directly affected like my musical, you know what I mean? Like John Mayer, bro, was like the reason why I started playing guitar.
Oh yeah.
And I don't like his newer music, but that's not gonna make me like get on the microphone in public and be like, oh, he's trash now.
I heard
blah, blah.
I heard a couple singles I liked. I don't know if he has a new album or anything. I just saw it on Spotify. And I was like, oh, this ain't bad. I think it's called New Light, where he's like dancing super awkwardly.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. It's
Yeah, I
funny.
haven't seen that. Me
Someone
too.
said I look like John Mayer the other day.
that's weird. That's
Right?
not.
I
That's
thought so.
not accurate.
I've heard it like 3 times. Like, y'all need to chill out. I get compared to like 5 different celebrities. Y'all need to pick one or pick none. I don't know. Yeah, John Mayer, that's dope. R. Kelly, huge influence, right?
No. He definitely shot me down out of the sky. I was in the middle of listening to "I Believe I Can Fly" and it just
Man,
straight to the floor.
That is a beautiful song, though.
Yeah.
Can't take that away.
I'm frustrated, honestly. I mean, that's just a bad deal.
Yeah, it's terrible.
And who knows, like, you know, there could be a small chance that he's innocent, but like, just look at like all this shit that he's. But I know, but but just look at all of this shit.
0.0001%
Just
chance.
look at exactly. Just look at all the shit that he's gotten caught doing. Like,
Yeah,
there's just no way. So
it's crazy that I mean, he married Aaliyah when she was 15, and obviously her parents had to give her permission, but still, no one really cared back in the 90s. They were like, oh, it's just R. Kelly banging 15-year-olds, you know? And just, I don't know.
Rest in peace to Leah, by the way.
Yeah, rest
you
in
know,
peace to Leah.
I mean, just think about it. Like, if I was 14 years old and Rihanna was like 25 and she wanted to marry me,
Yeah.
Mom, you better fucking sign that permission paper. Like, you know, I get it, but at the same time, I don't know. That's just a fucked situation.
Maybe it
And
was
I've-
just like a career thing for her, but I don't know. I mean, you don't know what's going through a 15-year-old's mind. Your brain's not developed.
right. I mean, I know what was
But
going
obviously,
through my mind.
her
at 15.
parents were looking for a check.
Oh yeah, probably.
Oh, that's not nice. I don't know about her life. I was actually really young when she died, so
That's just a crazy thing, bro. That people out here, and then that's the thing. People are just such influences, and R. Kelly and like Bill Cosby and all these people made like a direct effect on everybody.
oh, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And people were like heartbroken when they found out about Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby was like America's dad.
For real, bro. And it's just sad that like things like that are what's in America.
Yeah.
And now, and you know, it's one thing for, you know, Bill Cosby like affected like I feel like the adult community and stuff like that. And I guess he affected kids too, but
Yeah, kids
But-
say the darndest things.
right. But now what we're dealing with is kids are getting on social media with Xanax and lean and saying it's cool, and then you got more people overdosing, and that's just
Yeah.
one thing that, you know, take your addiction, you know, if you're addicted, take your addiction and don't get anybody else on it. You know what I'm saying? If you have a fucking problem, you don't make the problem better
Yeah.
by giving more people the problem.
That's
You need to solve it on your own.
I don't remember if we talked about this last time, but I think we did mention Russ. But
Yeah.
like he came out and he called out the whole drug culture promotions and all
Yeah,
that shit.
yeah, he said
And he
it.
got a lot of hate for that.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
why are you're mad that he's wanting to help people?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, he said. Well, he said it. He said it kind of like
yeah, he said it in like a dickish way, but
right.
still.
Like how many Xans and lean do you have to do until you realize you're a fucking loser? That's what the shirt said.
But that's the most effective. Sometimes it's the most effective way to go about
Yeah.
it is to hit it on the nose.
And what he was saying was that like he was just saying like to the people. He was just saying like the people that are already addicted, like you're a fucking loser if you're going around and parading it and addicted and getting somebody else addicted. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I went through all the shit that I did is because somebody thought it was cool to come up to me and say, here, you should try to do this.
Yeah.
And then at that point, it's my decision. You know what I mean? But after that, I'm doing that shit, and I'm snorting cocaine, and I'm doing a bunch of stuff that I shouldn't be doing. And I was like neglecting my son and like not calling him, and you know, direct effect, like with my dad, like he wasn't calling me probably because he was drinking or something. I don't know, but you know. And then at that point, you're addicted, and you know, it's not cool. It's not cool for people to do that. And I think people when they have a problem, they feel better when somebody else that they're with has the same problem.
Absolutely. They want someone to be with them.
For real, doing the same shit.
In their little hole.
And so I think that's what it was. Like, you know, hey, try this with me so I can feel better about my fucked up situation. Like, I'm going to put you in my fucked up situation, and we'll both be in a fucked up situation, and we'll feel better about it, both of us.
Feels like a team.
And it's like, and I get it, but at the same time, like, people need to really fucking think about, like, what they're doing and how they're doing it. And I dealt with this shit for, like, 4 years. And, like, I just got an apartment because I was living with my mom. And I've just now, like, gotten on my feet. And mind you, like, 2 years ago or 3 years ago, I've been sober for, like, 2 years now. So, and I'll drink a beer, like, once a month. But nice. I don't smoke weed no more. I don't do nothing. And there's a reason for that. I wouldn't have been able to get custody of my son. I wouldn't have been able to do any of that if I would have still been doing that shit.
For sure, man. That's tough.
And there's like, I wouldn't say I was like a Scott Storch because that's not it. Like I wasn't like super bad on drugs, but like I was bad enough on drugs to like neglect my family and think about like diving in dumpsters and doing stupid shit for like a hit. You know what I mean? And it got to where like I lost like 30 pounds and it was bad.
That's intense.
And I'm lucky to be like I'm lucky to be here. You know what I mean?
Did you literally dive in a dumpster?
I have a couple times. Like a bunch of like fucked up people were like, let's go get copper and let's go sell this shit and fucking get high and like.
Damn.
It was bad. Yeah, it was bad.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing.
Interesting.
But that's just. It just at the end of the day, like if you're in a fucked up situation, go get help. Don't get help by like bringing somebody else into your problem.
And how did you go about getting help? Was it just your mindset changed one day?
I was working at McDonald's at the time, and I have a song about this.
Shout out Mickey D's.
It's called Addiction.
About to be filled with robots. There's going to be one guy flipping burgers. Everything else is going to be robots.
Right. Pretty soon, nobody's going to be able to rent movies. It's all going to be digital. Everything's going to be digital.
Sears is closing down. Get your Sears products before it's over.
But Addiction. It's a song called Addiction, and it's just basically about like my addiction and how I got out of it and how it was bad for me and I was working at McDonald's at the time. And I was doing real bad stuff. I wasn't doing just cocaine. I was doing, like, worse shit than that. And I lost, like, 40 pounds. And my boss, he came up to me one day, or he told me, come to the office. So I was like, okay. And, like, I'm on time and stuff like that. It had nothing to do with that or me being a bad worker. But he looked at me, and he was just like, what are you smoking? And and mind you, like, I was doing bad stuff. It wasn't, like, because came in, like, high off a pod. It was, like, bad stuff. And he was like, you're on something. He was like, you're going to fucking kill yourself. He was like, you need to stop whatever you're smoking and whatever you're doing. You need to stop that. And, like, he was just like, look in the mirror. Like, because there was a mirror in the office. And I turned around and looked in the mirror. And he was like, dude, you've lost, like, a lot of weight. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you don't realize what you're doing to yourself until somebody, like, fucking grabs you and says, like, what the fuck are you doing? And so that was that moment right there. It was like you get lost in the moment of doing something that you're not supposed to be doing, and you don't realize how it's affecting you until you really sit the fuck down and realize it.
Yeah.
And I started crying, and he like hugged me and was like, dude, you just need to stop doing what you're doing. And so after that moment, I kept smoking weed for like 2 years after that, but I'd stopped touching stuff.
Yeah, shout out to that McDonald's employee.
Yeah. Yeah.
Steven? No, I don't know his name. But no, even in that situation, I think 9 out of 10 people that are already on it are like, fuck you, I'm gonna do it anyway. You know,
Yeah,
like,
and that was me too. I mean, is like no matter like I can tell the person down the street doing crack cocaine like to not do it and that it's bad for you, but until they stop, like
yeah,
there's nothing I can do. Like
That's
I
what's
can't
crazy.
do anything.
Yeah.
You know, there could have been like 12, like 20 people, 30 people tell me not to do it, and I would have
Yeah.
kept doing it until I realized not to do it. Like
yeah. I got family members in that lifestyle, and that's what they prefer to do. They prefer to be homeless. They prefer to live in a house without any running water
yeah,
because they just want to do drugs with their friends, and
yeah, it's crazy.
there's nothing you can do. They want to. If you bring them to your house, they're gonna steal from you.
Yeah.
So it's like, what? There's really nothing we can do besides say stop, and we miss you.
And the thing is, whenever you do something that you're not supposed to be doing, like not with drugs, but just in general, you have to learn. So you can't learn from something without doing it. So without fucking up. So you gotta fuck up before you realize maybe I shouldn't do that no more.
Yeah.
So, but the thing with drugs is that, you know, if I touch my hand on the stove and I burn myself, the next time you think I'm gonna do it again? Like, no, I'm gonna learn from it right
Depends
there.
on what drugs you were cooking.
Exactly. That's the thing with drugs is that it's not so easy to come back from it. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy to just learn from drugs because you fall into it and then it's an addiction. You know, you don't get addicted to like putting your hand on the stove several times and you know you learn from that shit immediately.
Maybe. I mean, if it releases the right amount of endorphins, you might be like, it burns so good, you know?
Maybe you might be going through a lot of shit, and burning your hand on the stove might be like a release. I don't know.
That's probably My Strange Addiction on TLC.
But drugs is just like one of those things that like you fall into it, and it's hard to learn from it because you're still doing it. But
Yeah, I feel that. I feel like you just have to get addicted to positive things.
Yeah.
Like if I skip the gym for 3 days, I feel like a fat loser
oh yeah,
because
me
I'm
too.
addicted to working out. Like
Yeah. Oh yeah,
it feels great.
I love working out. It makes me feel awesome. It makes me feel high actually. Like
Yeah.
when I get out the gym, I'm like, whoa,
Yeah, I've heard about runner's high. I want to go see how far I can run just to feel that runner's high.
dude. I've been doing like high interval training
Mm-hmm.
and high intensity interval.
Yeah,
training.
hit
hit.
workouts.
And I've been like sprinting every day after my workout.
Oh yeah.
So I'll do like chest or like whatever day I'm doing, I'll run after that for like 10 minutes. And when you sprint, you burn your fat, but you don't burn the muscle.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been doing that.
That's what I've read online, that the hit training works better than just like jogging for long distances
Yeah.
because it burns calories throughout the day.
Yeah.
As opposed to when you're like jogging for 5 miles, you're burning calories while you're jogging, but then you're done.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
I've been doing sprints on the treadmill, just like 20 seconds on, 40 seconds off. I just like push it up to 12 and go back down to like 5.
Right.
And I've been doing that on the Stairmaster also. So
Yeah. Yeah, it makes you feel high. Definitely, for sure. After and you feel accomplished. So
yeah, I added a shit ton of cardio to the beginning of my workout, which kind of sucks at the end because then I'm like tired as fuck. But
yeah.
if I don't do cardio first, I won't do it because I'm lazy.
Right.
I'll talk myself out of it.
I feel you.
But yeah, good times. Good times. I miss the gym at any time, man, because Crunch is ridiculous. There's like 1,000 people there every day.
Right, so you gotta like sit in line like you're at a roller coaster, like
Yeah.
trying to get like, hey, let me get a set on squat real quick, and then there's like 12 other people behind you.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
God, it's
didn't
terrible.
get to do deadlifts the other day. I was like, fuck it, I gotta go.
Terrible.
Yep. That's life though. Anyway, back to the album. Music, that's an addiction, right?
It is.
Do you like when I think about stand up, it never leaves my mind. When I think about comedy writing, like it's the first thing I think about when I wake up. It's the last thing I think about when I go to sleep. I mean, I'm sure you feel a similar way with music. Like it's always, can I make this a song?
Yeah.
Should I write this down?
Yeah.
This beat, can I make something similar to this?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's life. It's life. How long you been making music now?
I started playing guitar when I was 11. So,
That's crazy.
I mean, I played guitar from like 11 until now, obviously. But when I hit 16, I started like playing bass for my church.
Mm-hmm.
And
It seems like every musician at some point had played in a church.
yeah.
I don't know what it is,
Yeah. And
but
then
playing in a church molds you into a superstar for some reason.
right. And then
Maybe it's the power of the Lord.
right. And then the guy that I was going to church with, he played guitar really well, and I played bass. And I got into the talent show at Canyon.
Woo! Shout out to Canyon High School.
Played
2012.
played Slow Dancing in a Burning Room by John Mayer. And there was like 800 people, and I killed it.
And
It
the
was
gym
awesome.
burned down. That's how powerful it was.
Yeah, it was great. It was crazy.
800 people died. You guys didn't hear about it.
Final Destination 6. God, that's terrible. If the gym burns down tomorrow, we're all fucked. Because that's my fault. That's our fault.
And it's probably I said it, so you're good.
I guess I am good.
I'm
Well,
guilty though.
I
They
did.
can be like, we don't know who did it. It was probably that guy on that podcast who has 19 listeners.
That fucking asshole. Has 19 listeners. That's funny. But no, so I started doing that, and then David Martinez, he came up to me and was like, dude, you're talented. He was like, you need to come play bass for our band. So I was like, all right, cool. And he was just like texting me, like he was like, before you are on the band completely, you got to go through our drummer, like to make sure he approves of you. So he was like, David was like texting me like all these bands to say that I liked, like to the drummer, because the drummer was texting me while David was texting me.
That's hilarious.
And because I didn't listen to like anybody, I listened to like John Mayer, and like they were a punk band, so they were like, if I would have said like to the drummer like, oh, I listen to John Mayer, like he would have been like, fuck you, like you're not like,
Fucking poser.
for real. so no, David was like sent me like fucking 25 bands to like say I liked. And then the drummer was just like, oh, okay, cool, you're on the band. So
Oh, it was simple.
yeah.
I thought you were gonna be like, I had to play guitar for 30 minutes straight or something. Something.
No,
crazy.
we just jumped right into it, and it was dope. So, and then after that, we did that for like a year or two. We did some shows, and then life just caught up to us, and everybody got busy.
That seems to
And I
happen.
think I like quit the band due to like school and a bunch of other shit, and after that, it just kind of like went down the drain. And I think I might have been a direct cause to that, and then I don't know for sure, but life just got in the way with everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's why I started rapping, because at the end of the day, I don't need anybody.
Were you always like rapping and just like while you were doing music, just
No, see, shout out to Andrew Estrada, because he was like the direct influence. Like without him, I would not be where I am today. I would not be dropping the second album. I wouldn't be dropping the first album. Everything that I do with music, as far as rapping goes, as far as hip hop goes, is directly because of him.
Nice.
I remember I was friends with his girlfriend at the time, and we were just friends, and she was like, okay, you can come over sometime. And when I came over, they were living together, so I met her boyfriend, and her boyfriend was Andrew. So, and he was a rapper, and I hadn't rapped, you know what I mean? I was listening to like, I listened to like Eminem, but I wasn't like in hip hop. Like I wasn't listening to it really. I didn't know anything, I knew like the Eminems and the Drakes and the J. Coles, but that was it. And obviously like Dr. Dre and stuff like that, but I didn't know anybody's catalog. I didn't listen to anything. And it was him and a friend named Damien. And he is a talented ass freestyler, dog. He can freestyle his ass off. And they would just freestyle. We would smoke and freestyle.
yeah.
And he was just, I caught on to it. We started hanging out, and that was just the group that I was around, and they were just like, you should try it. Just, say whatever you want. And for the first like 3 or 4 months, it was rough as fuck. You know what I mean? Because you don't, like, I'm not naturally, I was not naturally good at freestyling.
It's a muscle that has to be worked.
Yeah, I had a rhythm.
Not enough people realize it's just like anything else. It's just like playing guitar,
right,
or working out at the gym. Like you just got to keep working it.
Yeah, and I had like rhythm. I had a sense of rhythm, obviously, because I was a musician. But like the flow was kind of like I had to work on that. You know what I mean? And then eventually you kind of get it down, and then it comes natural. So it doesn't come natural, but it's it gets better.
Yeah.
And so it is. You're right. It's a muscle that has to be worked, and he Damien, I don't know if he just like practiced like a lot when he was younger or whatever, but he is just insane talented. So
yeah,
shout out to him. But yeah, shout out to Andrew because he was the main reason. Like the number one reason. It wasn't even because I was listening to Drake or Eminem. Like he was the reason that I started doing what I'm doing. And he was like recording me. He started recording me. We got like beats off of YouTube. I would go over to his house. We would record. He records too, and he would mix all my stuff.
That's fun.
Like on SoundCloud and stuff like that. And then, back to like the band thing, like, everything kind of like life got in the way, and he couldn't do it anymore. He couldn't do it as much, and when I wanted to come into the studio, he was busy, and then whenever he wanted it, I was busy, and then eventually like I just got mad about it, and not mad at him, but just mad at the situation. Like, I don't want to have to rely on anybody.
Yeah,
I don't want to have to like, schedule shit and if I wanted to start my own podcast, I wouldn't wait for you to do it with me. I would go start my own podcast. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know. And a lot of people don't do that. They go to the studio and they have like 4 different guys they have to rely on, like a mixer, a master, an engineer. You need all those things. And so like, I don't need none of those things, bro. Like I get in the studio, I press the record button, and I jump in the closet and I start rapping. You know what I mean?
R. Kelly in the closet. Shout out.
And I make the beats. I make everything. I've got a keyboard. I've got a guitar. I've got a computer with great software. And I make it happen, bro. And at the end of the day, if you like something and if you love something, you'll find a fucking way to do it.
Hell yeah. That's the beauty of the world we live in today. Is like you don't have to like go through anyone to get noticed, You just go and you do your shit. And you put it out into the world.
Right.
Like there's a lot of rappers that do that. There's a lot of comedians that do that now. There's a guy named Andrew Scholes who I've been following, and he was on Guy Code. I don't know if you ever watched the show Guy Code, but he's been well known for a while. But he got rejected by like everyone for like doing a comedy special, and so he was just like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna put it up on YouTube, and I'm just gonna do 15-minute clips." And he's killing it right now. Like he's destroying. He's getting millions of views every video. It's just like doing it himself.
For sure.
It's fucking awesome. But you'll find a way to do it if you want to do it. Absolutely. Because there's so many people who are like, oh, I could like, put some freestyles on SoundCloud, but everyone's rapping, so it doesn't matter, Or they do the same thing with podcasts. Everyone has a podcast. Why would I make a podcast?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, then just be a fucking loser the rest of your life. Like,
right.
I don't know.
Right.
Like, everyone's already doing whatever you want to do, obviously, or you wouldn't want to do it.
Right.
Every idea has already happened. Just go fucking enjoy yourself.
Right.
And do what you love.
Right.
Because I could like have a co-host on my podcast, but then I have to wait and be like, oh well, they're not ready today, so we can't. That's stupid.
For sure.
Fuck that.
Oh yeah. Stupid. Stupid. But shout out to like everybody that's doing it and making it work.
Grab life by the balls.
And it's no like I'm not trying to shoot people down that don't do everything that I do, because I don't know, at the end of the day, people are still talented, regardless of if they do it all themselves or they have a mixer or whatever. But in my little cockiness that I have, is that at the end of the day, like, I'm gonna be better because I'm doing everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
And down the road, and there's a lot of mixers and stuff like that here in Amarillo that are fucking amazing, and they're and I'm not as good as they are, and I just started doing this 2 years ago, but 10 years or 15 years down the road, I'm gonna be that guy.
Absolutely.
That's Dr. Dre in it.
I got the same mindset.
And so I'm happy for that. I'm grateful that I took that route. Shout out to Russ, because like he was the first person that was like, "Fuck everybody, do it yourself."
Yeah.
And I like that. I like that. You don't need anybody type attitude.
Yeah.
And so
absolutely.
that's why I started doing it all myself.
Yeah, we talked about Russ last podcast. I'm pretty sure I also brought up Gary Vee,
Yeah.
who I follow.
Dude,
every
Gary's
day.
fire, bro.
Yeah, he talks about longevity.
Yeah.
Just like you got to think about 20 years down the road where
Yeah.
you want to be, and that's what I'm planning on. Like 20 years down the road, I want to be like a fucking monster.
Yeah.
I want to be undeniable as far as
Yeah.
stand-up comedy, and I'm sure you want the same as in hip hop.
Yeah.
But hell yeah, one is better than zero. That's been my mentality as well. Like I only got 10 views on this podcast. I only got 8 views on this stand-up video clip
For
I
real.
uploaded. But fuck it,
For real.
8's better than zero.
For real.
That's 8 people who might be like, hey, check this guy out.
Yeah.
So fuck it, it'll grow.
You just gotta keep doing it and never
Absolutely.
stop.
Absolutely. Because, yeah, he probably has 100 million followers. I don't know how many followers he has, but he started out with nothing. He started out with 50 views on his wine videos.
Right.
And dude's a monster now. So, and we have the internet, which is, back in the 80s, if you didn't have someone help you out, you were fucked. You had to pass through a gate.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, how I have to go on the Late Show to get noticed and stand up, and then I can get a sitcom and da 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 da, or I have to go through this A&R. I have to get noticed by this producer,
Yeah.
and that's all over with. They're obsolete.
Right.
Not completely, but
Right.
no diss to those people, but
Yeah.
you might need a side hustle.
Right. Right. That's funny.
But yeah, fuck yeah. I was gonna go back to the album
Okay, we could do that.
because you had the song "She Bad"
Yeah.
followed by "Cut You Off."
Yeah.
Same woman.
No, not the same woman. No, I mean you could put her in that same category, but it was Cut You Off. She Bad wasn't a song about a certain girl. It was, and it's about several different girls, but it's about a type of girl, more or less. And She Bad was just like reflecting on the past and like me wanting to get girls and go to the club and go to the parties and meet women. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like me going
Just
to
more
parties
about
wasn't like
women in general.
me going to parties wasn't like, oh, I need to go to a party because I want to drink beer. It wasn't that. It was like I want to meet girls.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so like the going to the parties and going to the clubs and stuff was like I want to meet girls, and I just want to meet people in general.
Yeah.
And so in my like personal experience, going to the club and going to parties, people were fucked up. People were like trying to cope with alcohol. People are like, and that might not be for like most people, but like just in my personal experience, I don't hang out at the bars and the parties anymore because most of them are just people that I don't need to be hanging out with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And those people that go to those types of parties, they're just trying to flex.
Right.
They're just trying to look cool.
And so the girls that I would meet at parties and stuff like that are just broken women. And I'm not trying to like, maybe girls just go to, there's several people that I know that go to parties and go to clubs and want to have a good time, but then they have a great job and they have kids and they do great for themselves. But in my personal experience, I've met a lot of people that are just fucked up, and that's what that song is about. Like, I'm gonna find a girl in the club that's got fucking issues, and I have issues, you know what I mean? I have issues too, and so like let's just go work them out, you know what I mean? So that's what that was about.
Dangerous.
And then Cut You Off is actually the first verse is actually about a certain girl, and we hung out for like 2 or 3 months, and I'm not gonna shit on her or anything like that because she didn't do nothing wrong, and it's nothing like, it wasn't nothing serious, like something fucking crazy happened or she did something so awful that to where I like dropped a diss track or something like that. It's not really a diss. It's just a touching subject, like with everybody. It's just one of those things. Sometimes your chemistry doesn't work with everybody,
Absolutely.
and you got to cut them off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I can relate to that.
Right.
100%.
Right. And so she was just not in the same mindset that I was, and I take stuff serious. I take stuff really serious.
Absolutely.
And maybe she wasn't ready to have a relationship or something. I don't know. But at the end of the day, shout out to this girl. You know what I mean? If she's listening. If not, that's cool too. But
Shalissa.
But that just the first verse. The second verse is just about, you know, in general stuff. But in the first verse was inspired by her. And some people just, you know, you just got to cut certain people off, and some stuff just doesn't work out. And that's what that song's about. So
Nice.
cut people off that are not good for you. You know what I mean?
For sure. So. Yeah, I kind of feel like I'm gonna be single forever. You know,
Right.
just because I get in situations, you know, where I'm talking to someone, I'm just like, I'm not really feeling it, and then you got to be the bad guy and be like, hey, this isn't gonna work out. I gotta do my thing.
At the end of the day, you shouldn't be with somebody that's bad for you if, like, just because you want to be nice or just because you want to, like, not hurt their feelings. You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
I would rather somebody be like, you're a piece of shit. You're not good for me. I'm gone. Instead of, like, let me stay and, like, lead you on and stuff like that. And so.
And it's not even that they're always bad. It's just like they're not for me.
Right, exactly. And, like, back to, like, this girl about cut you off, like, let me just, like, accentuate this, is that, like, there's nothing wrong with her. It's just our chemistry just did not work out.
Yeah, well, she did have that wandering eye, so that was kind of weird.
No.
I'm just playing.
No, but it just didn't work out, and that's just how it is. At the end of the day, you gotta pick who's right for you, and that's gonna fit you perfect like a puzzle. And if that piece doesn't fit the puzzle, then you need to find a different puzzle. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So,
But yeah, I see people that get in relationships for 2 months, and then they're like, oh, never mind.
right,
Just like, I don't want to do that.
and that's why people
I'd rather be single for 10 years.
right. I see people get like married after like dating for 6 months, and I'm like, you don't even know her.
That shit's crazy.
You don't even know her, bro. Like you've never even lived with her. Like living with somebody changes the fucking game, bro.
Absolutely.
Like this is why I'm grateful for like all the experiences that I've had, because like I used to be a slut kind of when I was 19, and like thank God for that, because now I know like I've been through that, and I know like exactly which woman I want to be with. You don't know what's out there until you go and search for it.
Absolutely. I think people that get married like before 30 are fucking insane. Like, I hope it
For
works
real.
out. I'm proud of you, but like, no.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, for real. Like you don't even grow up until you're like 27. I feel like.
yeah, you don't even know yourself.
Yeah.
Especially
And-
like high school sweethearts. Y'all,
Right.
y'all are retarded. I don't know.
Right. Right. You just.
Like, I think that shit worked out in like the 30s, but no.
Right. Yeah.
It's a whole world.
It's a whole world out there.
And your brain's not developed. You don't even know who you are. You have
Right.
no idea.
Right.
It's just crazy to me.
Yeah. And a lot of people get married and they don't even know how to take care of themselves. And it's like,
No, yeah.
I'm not gonna, if I can't even take care of myself, what makes you think I'm ready for like a girlfriend or like
Yeah.
to even like get custody of my son? That's what the cool thing was about that, was that I got sober just by the luck of God. Like got sober 6 months before I got custody of him. So like I had to go through like all these drug tests and all these screenings and stuff to be able to get him, and like it just worked out, and it was I feel like it was a God thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not a religious person. I don't like go to church or anything.
Yeah.
But I know that like my heart's in the right place and that I do good for
Yeah.
people and I'm a good person. But that was just a God thing, I feel like, bro. Like I got sober, and then now's my chance to go get custody of my son and
Sure.
be a father and like be a great influence. So
How long did it take to,
that took 6 months to a year, I think.
damn. So you have to like, just a ton of paperwork?
Yeah, like she was living in Lubbock at the time, so every time I had to go to court, I had to go to Lubbock.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which is still like sucks, but it's not like super far, but it's still like
Yeah, that's far enough. That's far enough to where you can't do anything else that day, you know? Like,
yeah, for sure. So, and shout out to my mom, because I was living at my mom's house, saving up money, and my mom has been like a great supporter. She'll like come up to me and be like, "You're being an asshole, Kyle. You need to stop." And then I'll like think about it, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm kind of being an asshole. Like I need to chill out." Because kids, bro, like I love my son, but like kids get on your fucking nerves, you know?
Oh, definitely.
And that's just, you gotta learn. You gotta learn shit. When I was a kid and I was fucking annoying as shit,
Yeah.
My mom dealt with it, and like, that's just how it is.
I feel like kids get a certain age where like they feel like they know something, and
Right.
they're like, oh, I know everything now. I'm a little genius. You can't fuck with me.
Right.
It's my little brother. My little brother's 13 years younger than me. So like when he was coming up around like 10 years old, he would just start talking mad shit. I'm just like, you have no fucking idea what you're talking about, dude. Like, shut your mouth.
That's how my brother is. He doesn't know anything. He thinks he does, but he doesn't.
Yeah, they think they've just conqured the world.
And I don't know. I don't know as much as my dad does.
Like, you just stopped shitting your pants, bro. Like, calm down.
Right, like you just started masturbating. You have no idea.
Yeah. This life.
Hilarious.
So all my friends are gone.
Yeah.
Lil Uzi Vert influence there, right? No, I'm just playing.
Oh, yeah. I don't think so. All my friends are gone is about my lifestyle and about who I used to hang out with.
Mm.
And all my friends are gone is like back to kind of like when I was in a band. We, of course life happened and we kind of split up, and people got married, people had kids, people went off to college, you know what I'm saying? And I don't get to see those people anymore.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of people that I became friends with through doing drugs. And so I had to cut those people off. So back to like cut you off, like all my friends are gone. Like that song is about like, I need to get rid of these people because they're not good for me. And that's what that song's about. And I feel like a lot of people go through that. And I've talked to like, several people that are like, dude, I love that song. Because it just directly like reflects on like my life and like who I had to get rid of. And that's what it's about. And it's not like a, oh my God, I'm sad and like my friends are gone. It's just more of like all my friends are gone. Like I don't have any friends because I can't trust nobody to be my friend. I have two friends. I have my friend Andrew, and I've got my friend who's my girlfriend, and then my son. So
I feel
3,
that.
I guess.
Yeah.
And I'm happy with that. You know what I mean? If you can find ways to be happy with yourself, then you don't have to ever rely on nobody else for your happiness.
That's true.
And
it's hard to make time for friends, like when you're always busy, when you're always trying to do something.
Right.
Which kind of sucks, but that's life, Just gotta keep working.
Yeah.
But yeah, Gravity, John Mayer influence, right?
No. Shout out to the song though. It's dope. Gravity was about me and my mom and everybody moving like in the middle of the divorce or after the divorce happened. My mom got divorced when I was 10, and we moved down here because my grandparents live in Dalhart. So we moved down here from Washington because we didn't have nowhere else to go. And my mom was kind of like, I don't want to live in this state no more. Like, shit went down, and she was just like, we got to leave. My little sister was 6 weeks old, and that's what I have. I have that part in the song where I say, I remember holding Grace when she was 6 weeks old, and she was brought into this world while the world was so cold. Because the world was cold. It was a fucked up situation. It was a fucked up time. And she hadn't even met my dad. Like, she's 6 weeks old, you know what I mean? Like, moving. And I remember, like, it took us like 4 days to move down here. And I talk about, like, how my mom had to, like, the struggle of, like, coming up when gravity is pulling you down. And that's what that song's about, is coming up in a world that's cold and trying to make something for yourself, and everything's just pulling against you at the time. And so yeah, my mom is like, she's crazy, she's awesome, she did it on her own all by herself, and she had minimal help, and
Beautiful story.
yeah.
Rise from the ashes. I think we talked about every song on the album so far. Which one did you say was the next video?
Cut You Off.
Cut You Off. Okay, yeah. Do you have any ideas for how you want to shoot it? Like what you want it to look like?
I'm not gonna say. Y'all just have to watch and see. I mean, it's gonna be dope though. It's definitely gonna be like different than the first one for sure. But it's gonna be cool. We also got a song called "Promise Me." We forgot about that one. Have you heard that one?
Oh yeah, I was talking about the guitar on it, but yeah, we didn't cover the contents of it.
Yeah. You did talk about
That's all we mentioned about it.
Promise Me is about my girlfriend. You know what I mean? And it's not like a shitting on her type song. It's just like whenever you get in relationships with somebody, you put your heart out there for somebody, and you're vulnerable. You know what I mean?
Oh, sure.
And girls have always had the potential to ruin my life, and it's not a bad thing. It's not a negative thing, but whenever you get in relationships with somebody, you're vulnerable. You put your heart out there just to get crushed. You know what I mean? And sometimes it works out, and sometimes it doesn't. And that's like taking the chance of like dating people. And I've like fallen in love with this girl, and like mind you, we've known each other for like. We've known each other since like 2012, almost 2013. So we've known each other for a long time. She's like my best friend. Like we run around the house naked and like we don't give a fuck. I like pee in front of her and like it's cool. It's dope. But it just comes a time where like you just gotta put your heart out there and you gotta trust that like everything's gonna be okay. And if it's not, then like you fucking move on and like it sucks. And that's what the song's about. Is like promise me that you're not gonna fucking ruin my life. You know what I mean? So
it's a hard promise.
Promise me you'll always keep my heart protected because I let you take the wheel like Carrie Underwood, so please don't wreck it.
Oh.
So
bars.
That's what that song's
about.
Yeah. So shout out to my girlfriend because she's fucking awesome.
How long have y'all been dating?
We talked before this interview and she said good luck and she's fucking awesome. We've been dating for like 5 months now. Nice. But I mean we've dated like in the past we've dated for like 3 years straight.
Really?
Like
Nice.
Almost, yeah. So
awesome. So you've already got that chemistry.
She's my best fucking friend. We have great chemistry.
That's awesome.
So.
Good to hear. Then so first album you had 7 tracks. This album you had 9.
Yeah.
Did you plan for that? Did you like I want to get this number?
I planned on having like 12.
Oh, okay.
But back to like people that say they want to do stuff and then they swerve on you.
Mm-hmm.
I had like 3 people. I had like 3 people that wanted to do a song with me on the album. Or I guess I said that wrong. I wanted people to be on the album with me.
Yeah.
And maybe life got in the way. Maybe things happen. I mean, there was one where like this girl had to like go home like back to Dallas and like deal with family shit. So I was like, totally understandable. Whatever.
Yeah.
Completely fine. And then, and mind you, these are songs that are still like in my computer that no one's listened to yet. Nice. Because like there's a song that I was supposed to do with that girl that had to go back down to Dallas, whatever. And I'm not going to drop that song until I have a girl sing on that song because that's what that song is made for. So until I get a girl on that song, y'all aren't going to hear it. And then there's another one that I was supposed to do with somebody, and he just stopped hitting me up. So I don't know, but
there's a lot of great female singers out here.
Oh yeah, I would love to, bro. I've never mixed female vocals, and I've never like done a song with a female, and I think it would be fucking amazing. Like I would do a whole album with a female on every song, like a collaboration.
That's dope.
I love it. Like female singers change the vibe of everything. So
I know a couple. I can show you some. This girl I know who's like she's in like R&B hip hop stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I follow her on SoundCloud. I'll send you some of her stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
See if you're interested. But yeah,
for sure.
Hell yeah. So yeah, just trying to get more people on. How many songs do you have that are just like haven't made an album yet, just like throwaways or
that are just like in my computer?
Yeah.
Probably like 12.
Nice.
Probably
That's
12 cool. that are not like completely done, but just like ideas and stuff. And I already have the concept to my next EP, and I have like everything that I want to do pretty much.
Let's talk about it.
And it'll probably be like 2 or 3 months, but
nice.
It's called I'll Take the Stairs, and it's pretty much
How you're afraid of elevators.
Dude, elevators are scary, bro. I went into an elevator when I was like 8 years old in Germany, like in the middle of this huge ass mall, and I told my mom, I was like, I'm gonna get in the elevator, I'm gonna go up to the next floor, I'm gonna go where the Game Boys are at, like come find me.
The Game Boys.
And so I get into the elevator, right, and it start making that beeping noise, and I was stuck in the elevator for like 30 minutes, and they had to like pry it open with like
That shit's crazy.
crowbar, and I was fucking crying.
What's
and,
the German word for elevator?
Pretty sure I shit myself. I don't know. It's something like that. Yeah, but the concept of that is that, like, I'll take the stairs is like people want to go straight to the top, but they don't want to work for it.
Oh,
they want to get on the elevator.
I like that.
They want to get on the elevator and go straight to the top, but they don't want to work for it. Me, like, I'm gonna take the stairs. You know what I'm saying? Because check it out. If you go to a job every day and you take the elevator every day, what's gonna happen when that one day that the elevator breaks down? You're gonna have a fucking terrible ass time going up the stairs because you're not used to it.
Yeah, you've been getting fat the past 12 years.
But me, who's been taking the stairs no matter what,
in shape.
It's gonna be like nothing because I do it anyway.
Calf muscles ready.
That's the thing.
Bam,
You could rap. You could be a great rapper and rap for like 20 years, but when you just start mixing and mastering and whatever, like, you're gonna have a tough time because you're just now starting. Me, I'm just, here in 20 years,
I've been here.
I'm gonna be perfecting my craft with everything. So I'll take the stairs, bro.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
So,
that's cool. Sometimes I take 2 steps at a time.
There you go.
Because I'm impatient.
There you go.
Yeah, work that into one of your songs.
That's funny. For sure.
That's funny. Have you ever fallen downstairs?
I have. I almost fell down the stairs of my apartment the other day. It was terrible.
That's crazy.
It's real steep.
Yeah. I'd be scared to have like stairs in my house because I'm gonna get drunk eventually.
That's funny. I don't have that problem. Maybe one of these days. I don't know.
Maybe one day. Don't drink or drive.
Don't drink and go downstairs.
Yeah. You work that into one of your songs.
Or drive. Yeah. That's funny.
Elevators are scary, man. German elevators, especially. For like they had some Holocaust elevators or something, maybe. I don't know.
Right. And they like say things on the wall that you can't even fucking read. So you're like, God, I'm in a place that's like scary.
I feel like every German word has at least 26 letters. Like, I don't. Shit's crazy.
Yeah.
Like the word welcome is like willkommen. It's like super long.
Willkommen.
Yeah, willkommen.
Yeah.
With like 3 M's in it.
It's got like 3 extra letters. Yeah.
Germany's cool. I went to Germany for 2 weeks. That was fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Germany's dope, man. Shout out to my aunt and my uncle that live in Germany because they blast my fucking music.
Do they?
And they don't even they probably don't even know what I'm saying, but like, that's what's cool is that
That's dope.
people in Germany are playing my shit.
Make a German song. Make a polka song.
It's awesome.
I found out the what's it called? That instrument they push together with 2 hands. Is that an accordion?
I don't know. I think so.
Maybe. I forgot, but it's got German influence has blended in a lot with like Mexican music.
Yeah.
Like that type of like Tejano, not Tejano, but more south.
Right.
But like when they have the accordions, that's all from like Germans because a lot of Germans like moved to South America at some point.
Right.
So I just thought that was dope that there's like a mixture of cultures that created this type of music that you think is just like South America, but it's not. It's also a little bit of German in there, a little bit of bratwurst,
Right.
It's exciting.
Gotta have bratwurst.
And that's what's cool about America. It's like it's a melting pot for everything.
Yeah.
And especially with the internet, because there was like East Coast rap, and then there was West Coast, and then there was Southern rap that was in like Atlanta, and there was Chopped and Screwed that's in Houston. Right. But then Drake had huge Houston influence, and so it's like you can just mix it all together, or just pick a any way you want to go with it.
Right.
And it's influences from everything in America because we're like every nation is here right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's dope as hell.
Shout out to Drake.
Shout out to Drake.
I love Drake. Anybody that doesn't love Drake can.
Yeah, I think everybody love, even people who hate Drake love Drake. They only hate him just because he's everywhere.
For real. But I mean, I can also see why people don't like Drake.
Drake is like Tom Brady. He just keeps winning. People are like, stop winning everything.
For real. Like, I mean, he did get his start in Degrassi.
Yeah.
So, but at the same time, if you're good at something, you're gonna stay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
and Drake has definitely stayed in the game.
He's as big as the Beatles were, if not bigger.
Bars.
Like, yeah, he's Elvis. He's our generation's Elvis. or whatever, whoever was big, you know, he's that guy.
Right.
He's
There's
that
a
dude.
reason. There's a reason why like the top 3 rappers is Drake, J. Cole, and Kendrick. You know what I mean? Because there's just a reason for that.
And I wouldn't
bro.
even necessarily put him in the top 3, but yeah, he's, as far as influence goes, as far as like numbers, yeah, he's top 3.
Yeah. Oh yeah. For sure.
And everyone has, that's what's cool about hip hop, is everyone has a different top 5
Yeah.
or top 10, you know?
Right.
Because there's, and every time you mention like top 5 rappers, someone will like online, someone will come and be like, oh, you haven't heard of DJ Doors? You know, like, no. They'll mention some random dude,
Right.
like he's the most lyrical man on the planet.
Right.
It's like no one knows who that guy is, bro. But yeah, it's, everyone has their own specific set.
Right.
It's crazy. Like my favorite rapper is Big Crit, but I don't think he's probably not very well known, you know, in the
Yeah.
mainstream. Like
He's crazy.
you gotta get into hip hop to find him.
The one that I really listen to a lot now is Mercules. Have you heard
I
Mercules?
haven't heard Mercules.
He's got hella bars. Mercules and Chris Webby. Have you heard Chris Webby?
I've heard Chris Webby. I haven't listened to him very. I've watched like YouTube freestyles and stuff.
Yeah, shout out to Chase Reed for showing me all these rappers, cause Chase Reed
Webby's dope for sure.
was my he was the sous chef for Imperial Tap Room when I worked at Imperial Tap
Shout
Room.
out to Tap Room.
And he used to show me all these guys, cause he's like, you know, he knew I was a rapper, so he was like, I gotta show you all these underground rappers.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I actually showed him Chris Webby, but I could be that could be wrong. I don't know. I think so though. But he showed me Mercules,
Mm-hmm.
and if you have a chance, look up Mercules. He's got hella fucking bars.
Mm-hmm.
He's just dope. He's he's got like probably 200,000 followers, I think, or something like that. But he's popping. He's dope, and he's not like in the spotlight yet. Quite, you know.
I recently started looking into like MF Doom because I've heard about him like my whole
MF
life.
Doom, bro.
Yeah, I didn't listen to him until recently.
Yeah.
That dude's sick. A$AP Rock.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
dude's
yeah.
really good. What was the other one I was gonna mention? Killer Mike. I didn't listen to Killer Mike until a couple months ago.
Yeah, he's got bars.
It's fucking crazy.
Um,
There's so much talent and it's hard to listen to all of it, you know?
yeah.
Like there's gonna be so much music I'm never gonna hear. That's really good.
I really started listening to Khalid.
Khalid.
Yeah.
I've never like sat down and listened to his stuff, but I mean obviously I've heard him. You
Yeah.
know, he's got some hit songs.
Yeah, he's got like all of his stuff is like he's a really good singer.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that. Like he's real. There's a difference between like auto-tune and pitch correction, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know if he uses, I mean, every artist probably uses some kind of pitch correction, like,
I'm not even
a
sure
little bit.
what pitch correction is.
Pitch correction is just like if you're singing and you're like a note under
Mm-hmm.
and it's off a little bit, it'll take pitch correction will take that note and put it where it needs to be. So it'll just like nudge it up a little bit.
Do they have mics that do that?
It's just software.
Oh, okay. Because I was wondering, like, if you do pitch correction on all your songs in your
Yeah.
album, and then you go do it live, like, is there a mic that'll be like enhance that as you're singing into it? There probably is, right?
Nah, I don't know. I don't know about
Because
that.
I know there's some people that are just
I know a lot of people that put on pitch correction before they start recording,
Mhm.
and so so it'll change that. But
It just makes me wonder because I've heard like, oh, I went to see them live and they're terrible live, and you
Yeah.
know you always hear shit like that.
and that's the thing with me is that like I really don't want it to sound that much different from when I do live stuff. So I'll make sure that my stuff is like almost like what it sounds like. Like on Find Myself, I used a little bit of a pitch correction on the chorus, but it was like, you know, there was like one note in the whole chorus that was like barely lower, and it made it sound off. And so I just bumped it up a little bit. But if you think about it, like I could have just deleted that take and sang it perfectly without pitch correction. But it just obviously if you're using pitch correction for the whole fucking song and you can't do it right and you need pitch correction,
Yeah.
then you probably need to go back and practice it enough to where pitch correction won't change it that much, because a lot of people are just putting crazy amount of auto-tune on. You can't understand what they're fucking saying.
That's true.
You know what I mean? You can't understand what they're fucking saying, and that's just one of those things. Damn, that dog is like,
Yeah, they're losing their.
he's using
The
he's
dogs
losing
in the
his shit
backyard.
right now.
It's every time because there's like fire trucks that are like close to
Yeah.
us. So every time they drive by, the dogs think they have to mimic that.
Sounds
shit.
like somebody's like murdering the dog right now. Sorry about that.
Hopefully.
Piece of shit.
Shout out to dogs.
Right.
Shout out to all my dog fans.
But you
I
know,
have a lot of dogs listen to my podcast.
I don't know. That's just at the end of the day, it's music, and I'll respect people for doing music. I just don't fuck with it. I don't fuck with the auto-tune shit.
Yeah.
As far as like T-Pain goes, he was like the first one, so
Yeah.
and he can actually fucking sing.
Yeah.
So I actually respect T-Pain.
Yeah,
But-
T-Pain is impressive.
Other than that, if you put a lot of auto-tune on your shit and I can't understand a word you're saying, then for the most part, I don't want to hear it. That's
feel
just
that.
how it is.
I feel
There's some people that put auto-tune on it, like in the background, like in the beat, you know, like it's
Yeah.
part of the beat, and I'm down for that totally. But I just can't understand what you're saying, bro. Like, and even like Post Malone is talented, bro.
Yeah,
Post Malone's talented as fuck. He can sing his ass off. I've seen him do it before.
He looks like
and he uses-
like a cafeteria table. But
And,
yeah, go ahead.
and he uses a little bit of auto-tune, you know what I mean? Not pitch correction, but auto-tune. And he mumbles a little bit, you know. But there's times where I can hear what he's saying, and it's enjoyable. Like,
Yeah.
I don't...
And
a lot of people are going to, like throw shots at me because I like Post Malone. But,
Post Malone goes a lot of directions, and I respect that shit.
but I just like that he's talented.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And
And it's good to find somebody. It's good to notice somebody that's doing it more authentically than some of these other
Yeah,
people.
and he's blending genres, and he's just doing what he loves. He
Yeah.
likes. Like,
Yeah.
have you heard "Feeling Whitney"?
Uh-uh.
Oh, that song's super dope. It's like it's not hip hop at all, but it's probably one of my favorite songs from him.
Yeah.
because he can do that. He can do country type music. He can do hip hop. He can do rock.
Right.
It's fucking awesome. That dude's super talented.
And it's dope because music's an emotional thing. So for me anyway, and so if I can't feel it, then it's done. You know, and I tend to respond emotionally to music better when it's like there's harmonies involved and stuff like that. And so with Post Malone, it just when he sings it, he just accentuates things more, and it's just a more emotional type thing. And like with Khalid and stuff like that, like, bro, he don't even like sound auto-tuned. He it almost sounds
He's
like
very
he's
soulful.
just singing, bro. And
Yeah.
like I like that. I like
Yeah.
the singing part
And
of it. I don't
Khalid doesn't sound like anybody else. You're never gonna mix him up with another guy. You know.
Right, auto-tune stuff, I just can't. It's just robotic. It's just computerized, and I just don't. And it flows, you know what I'm saying? And if I'm in the club and I'm hearing some shit, like, you'll probably catch me like fucking nodding my head and jamming out to it. But at the end of the day, I don't fuck with it, and it's just like, I don't know. The beats are dope, and like it hits you in the chest, and like it's rhythmic and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, I'm not about to put some auto-tune fucking mumble shit on my album. Like, I want you to sing, and I want it to sound authentic. If you can't do that, then I don't want it on there. And like, again, shout out to the people that are doing music, whether you're mumbling or not. But because it's your art and it's your craft, and it shouldn't matter what people fucking think.
Yeah, that's
it shouldn't
true.
matter what I think. You know what I mean?
Matters what's in your heart.
But
And you can't call yourself a fan of hip hop and say you didn't like White Iverson by Post Malone, because that shit's dope. Everybody loves that song.
that's funny.
That was the
Forgot about that
jam.
song.
That was the jam for like 4 years.
And there's a reason why Post Malone did he win greatest album, or was it Cardi? I think it was Cardi B.
It was Cardi.
Was it Cardi?
I don't pay attention to that shit,
But
but
Post
I saw
Malone, I
Cardi.
think, was like second in line. Like
He probably was.
Right. And there's a reason for that, bro. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason for that. He's talented. He's
Cardi
talented
B
as
though,
fuck.
that's fucking.
See, bro.
She took the elevator, man.
Cardi B. She did not take the stairs.
She been in hip hop like 2 years, maybe 3 at the most.
But she was rapping for a while before she got popping.
That's what I heard.
But
I knew who she was just because she was like a famous, semi-famous stripper, like making videos.
I feel like Cardi B just took it way further than Iggy Azalea ever could.
Yeah, like
You know what I'm saying?
Cardi was killing it before she even had an album out.
Yeah.
That shit's crazy.
And Cardi, I don't know. I feel like sometimes she's got that like annoying white girl rap voice
Yeah.
where I'm just like, oh, shut it off.
I think it's like
But-
more so than just the music is like she knows how to connect with people.
Yeah.
She knows how to get followers. She knows
She knows,
how to blow up on Instagram.
right. Like my girlfriend, bro, turns the fuck up to Cardi B. Like, we'll be sitting in the car, and she's just like, I know how to make a bitch mad, don't
Yeah.
I? Like, we'll just like, and she just says, like, Cardi B says things like that gets girls fucking hyped, bro.
Yeah.
And she knows how to turn women the fuck up when she says stuff.
Yeah.
And, you know, Cardi B's got her own lane, and that's why she's doing so good for herself.
I forgot who was discussing it or who was talking about it, but they were saying, like, the difference between Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. The reason Cardi B is so big right now is because she's just like reaching out to like those people, and she's like being more open with herself. And Nicki's kind of always just been like you know, like a celebrity, you know, like more unapproachable, you don't connect the same way.
See, I like Nicki Minaj over Cardi B all day,
I do too.
every day.
I love Nicki.
Nicki, bro, is
Lyrically, Nicki will destroy anyone, any female rapper.
I love Nicki Minaj, bro. I'll listen to shit all day long. Me and all the tap room guys, man, we would jam out to super bass and all that shit. Like, we love that shit. Like, she's just dope. She's talented as fuck. Her last album was fire. I'm an all out Nicki Minaj fan.
Yeah.
Now, my opinion on this though. If Queen Latifah, Missy Elliott, and probably MC Lyte, if they all came back and started rapping again, started dropping shit, bro, it would be dope. It would be fire, especially Missy Elliott. Oh, yeah. I love Missy Elliott,
Everyone
bro.
loves Missy Elliott.
Missy Elliott's fucking crazy. And Queen Latifah, bro,
Yeah.
y'all might just know her from the Taxi movie, but Queen Latifah, Queen Latifah got bars, dog.
Definitely,
Queen
man.
Latifah got bars. Like,
Hell
y'all
yeah.
better do some research. Like, y'all people that are listening to Cardi B and, like, turning up, like, y'all better just take a step back and listen to Queen Latifah and MC Lyte
That would be dope.
and all those people that were just fire. Like,
Yeah, but I feel like people would just want to hear their old shit, you know?
yeah.
It's like Salt and Pepper.
Right.
They're just gonna, if they would to make music, they're gonna just be like, no, just do Push It. We just want to hear Push It for the
Right.
1,000th time, you know?
Right.
I don't know how it would work, but that would be cool.
Yeah.
It'd be fun to watch. It'd be fun to see what happens.
Who else was I going to say? God damn, there's another girl.
Lauryn Hill should have made way more music.
Lauryn Hill,
Yeah.
for sure.
Asshole.
What was the other one? Fuck.
Do you listen to Erykah Badu?
Erykah Badu, she's kind of different. She's got her own lane. She's
Yeah.
kind of weird.
I love her style. She's super weird.
Yeah, but yeah, she's talented as fuck. I got her on Instagram, and she does some weird shit on Instagram.
Oh, yeah, she's real weird.
She's real different, but yeah, she's talented. She's talented as fuck. And then again, she's got her own lane, so that's dope. So
They tried to attack her on Twitter. I don't remember what she said, but it was like something totally like basic, and they were like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god, is this?" Fuck Twitter, man.
see, I wonder how that's gonna affect me. Like here in like a couple years, if I ever get popping, like
Yeah.
I'm gonna start getting like hate messages, and
Oh,
like
yeah.
people are gonna start like commenting like negative shit in
Yeah.
my posts and stuff like that.
Especially, you see that shit on Instagram. Every celebrity's post, there's always someone being like, "Oh, you suck," da, da, da. And it's just because they want
Right.
to get the top comment and they want to get a bunch of likes.
That's
they just want to
fucked,
get
bro.
noticed. Yeah, because I was
That's
listening to a comedian talk about people talking shit on him. And he was like, someone was talking shit, so he commented back, and he was like, "Oh, I didn't think you'd see this. I just wanted your attention. I'm actually a huge fan." And that's the mentality online.
Right, it's
so like,
fucked, man.
just turn your notifications
fucked.
off. If you get that big, turn that shit off. Don't look at it.
Yeah, for sure. Like that's why like the people like Jay-Z and like all the all the OGs,
Yeah.
they don't fuck with social media, bro,
Yeah.
because their life is way too positive to be looking at the negative shit.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like,
I don't think
I don't know.
Kendrick's. I've never seen Kendrick like post anything online.
and I'm a human being, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people are like, "Oh, well, why you let it get to you?" and this and that. Like, I'm a human being, bro. Like, if someone looks at me today, like it says like you're a fucking terrible rapper, like you don't think like I'm confident about my shit, but like, do you think that like I'm a superhero and then I'm not gonna respond to that in a negative way? Like, I'm gonna be like feeling some type of way about it. Like, I might drop bars on your ass, like, and it might motivate me to do better, but like, I'm a human being, so at the end of the day, like, I shouldn't pay attention to it, and I haven't gotten anything like that yet.
Yeah.
But I know there's people here in Amarillo that are like, "Oh, he's whack." I've
Yeah.
heard that from several people.
People are gonna
So-
hate on everything.
Right. But like, and then I look at him and I'm like, "Well, I thought your music was whack for like 6 years now. So like, I don't care what you fucking think, you know." And then at the end of the day, like, if I drop a song, it's because I felt that shit. if I don't feel it in the studio, I'm not gonna drop it.
Yeah.
So.
And that's the thing too. Like I had it's an old YouTube video now, but the only comment on there was like, "Bro, you suck." Da, 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 da. I forgot what he said exactly, and I just commented. I was like, "Hey, thanks for watching. Like, you got a view. I got a view from you, and you commented. So hell yeah."
Yeah.
You cared enough to comment, so I appreciate that.
right. And at the end of the day, like I'm doing it for me. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying like fuck the fans and like it's not because of the fans. Like I love the fans. I love the people listening. But like I was doing music and I was like playing guitar at 11 years old because I was getting bullied and I didn't have any friends. And my guitar was like the only thing that I could go to, and that's how I coped. Yeah. So I would go into my room and play guitar for hours and listen to John Mayer and that was my only friend. So at the end of the day, I'm coping with music. And
if you cared what people thought, you wouldn't be making music. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you would, or if you did make music, you'd just be like, I'm just gonna keep trying to drop club bangers.
Right.
You know, I'm just gonna try to sound like Tyga or or whoever.
Right. That's why my stuff is about life and about emotions and shit like that, because I like, you know, that's where I go to deal with shit.
Show. And yeah, then people tell me I suck. I'm like, yeah, I just started. Like in 10 years I won't suck. Like I'm perfectly I'll suck for 20 years. I don't give a shit. Like, I'm gonna do my thing.
The thing is, bro, like if someone came at me and said I suck at something, but they're doing way better than me, then I'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
But it's people that tell you that you suck at something, and they like they live at their parents' house in the basement, and they like play Fortnite all day long, and their mom's in the background yelling like, "Do the laundry." You know what I mean? Like you have no say in what I'm doing. Like, what are you doing in life, bro?
People that are doing well in life don't have time to go talk shit.
Right. Like the reason you have time to hate is because you're sitting there and you're not doing shit.
You're not doing anything. That's really
so.
That's what it comes down to.
But shout out to the fans, because the fans are dope. They listen to my shit and they're awesome.
Shout out to my haters.
And I've got, you know, you were like one of the first people that started listening to my SoundCloud, I'm pretty sure. You've been there since like day one.
Maybe day 3, but yeah.
Day 3, yeah. Day 3, make it back. But yeah, shout out to all the people that have been there. Like, you know, there's people that like never talked to me, that haven't talked to me in like 10 years, that like hit me up and they're like, dude, your music's awesome. Like, let's hang out. And I'm like, where were you? Like the past 10 years. Like, I get it, you know what I mean? But
no, like I was honestly impressed, like when I first listened to your music.
Oh yeah.
Because like I didn't know what to expect, you know, because you hear like every day some guys like, oh, I'm a rapper now, you know, and it's like, okay, you made a bunch of random shit that didn't really sound good, but your shit, you've always made quality music, and I thought it was really good.
I appreciate that. That means a lot.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What are we going on, like 3 hours or some shit?
Oh, 2? An hour and a half.
Hour and a half.
Yeah.
Wow. If anybody makes it to this part right here, this hour and a half, shout out to you.
They'll make it, man.
You're a real fan.
I've had a podcast almost go 4. It was like 3 hours 50 minutes.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We were all drunk and doing impressions, so it was.
Yeah, I think I've seen some of that. Maybe that was a while ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like me, 2 comedians, and then a guy named Jordan Hare, who's also like a rapper, singer, performer guy.
Okay.
There's a lot of talent in this town when it comes to music, man.
Yeah, for sure.
It's crazy. Wild stuff.
Hell yeah. Well, I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. Do you have any upcoming things do you plan on doing any live performances?
Yeah, I plan on doing live performances. I'm gonna do them this summer when it gets a little warmer. I'm gonna try to drop this new EP also, and then I'll have like 30 songs, and then I'll be like really ahead of the game. And I'll have a lot of songs to do.
Is EP the one that's 5 tracks? Is that what that means?
Yeah, it'll probably be like 5.
Okay.
Like an EP is like technically like less than 7.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So, I mean, a lot of people want to say that like 6 songs is an album, but you know, it's a mixtape is like a mixtape or an EP is like less than 7 songs.
I mean, really, it's whatever you want to be, because technically, Chance the Rapper's never dropped an album. Is the way he puts it. He's like, my first album's about to be crazy. It's like, I thought your last one was an album, but now he considers it a mixtape. So
right.
Whatever you want. Call it an elephant.
Cool. Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Y'all are awesome.
Thanks for coming on. I'll upload this today. Thanks for listening, everyone. Let's
everybody check out all my shit. Kyle Trevor on all platforms.
Yeah, Kyle Trevor. I'll post a link. I'll post a link to the video too. Do you want? I can play an outro.
Yeah, play an outro.
Yeah. What song off the album?
Let's do cut you off.
I'm gonna cut you off, bitch. Bitch. Let me make sure it's not playing on because my Spotify's laptop and my phone. There it goes. All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. Have a good day.
And I gotta cut you off, cut you off, cut you off, cut you off. I think that we should never speak, cause these thoughts of you and me got me feeling so much pain these days. I can't even sleep. I wanna be a man, thought that shit was in the plans, but I guess there's something in this world that I could never be. I take you way too serious and you don't feel the same. You don't feel the same about me. And now I gotta cut you off. And I don't want to, but I gotta cut you off. And I'ma have to cut you off to protect myself. Girl, I gotta cut you off. I'll take you out of this picture, I guess I'll crop it, cause I don't wanna think about you no more, I'm trying to stop it. You always pop up on my phone when I'm drunk and all alone. Got me all up in my zone, I guess it's back to blocking. I feel like I know you for 3 years or 4, but it's been only 2 months and I can't take no more. I know that you don't feel the same, I'm feeling the pain. Got me drinking till I pass out and swerve out my lane. No girl could ever replace you, I can't ever erase you. You're a drug that I can't even get enough of, and it hurts every single time that I would taste you. I should've dipped out, but all I ever did was chase you. And I guess it's my fault, cause my gut been saying no, but I just didn't wanna stop, yeah. And I just kept on going, like Rocky till my body drops. And now my heart is slowly beating till I hear it stop. And I'ma have to cut you off to protect myself. Girl, I gotta cut you off. This is that time of the year when everything is unclear. I don't ever know which direction I need to go until I'm there and I find out it's a mistake. Shit, I'm in the wrong place. Damn, now it's too late. Kyle goes my limit, trying to trust my fucking intuition. I'll reach my final destination after this vision. And there's nothing I can do to stop it. Positive change until music keeps going. So I guess I gotta face it real life. No backspace button, everyday struggle life, but it's no more Joe Budden. Every time I end up getting single, all these hoes running, sitting at the crib, temptations on my phone buzzing. They say that love will make you happy, but it really doesn't, unless you find a good girl that ain't up to something. And if you know how it feels, then you'll come to the conclusion I'm just all up in my feels. And they say it always takes a little time, cause the time heals. Honestly, the pain's there, it's just easier to cope with. You never know what's on the other side till you open, and then you realize that you should close it. Cut you off, I think that we should never speak, cause these thoughts of you and me got me feeling so much pain these days. I can't even sleep. I wanna be a man, thought that shit was in the plans, but I guess there's something in this world that I could never be. I take you way too serious and you don't feel the same.